Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kill Pete Strategy. I'm Pete. I'm a top grandmaster playing Risk Global Domination and inspired by Kyle. He was like, yo, this is going to be the new thing for Classic Fixed. So instead of Classic Fixed, we're going to do Classic Expo PP, World Domination, exponential per player. With Balance But Size, I chose an automated bot because card taking might matter in the late game. Fog Blizzard portals are off. Alliances are on. So these are my Classic Fixed settings. The only thing that has changed is the fixed part. So instead of fixed cards, we're playing exponential per player. Exponential per player means that the sets increase every time you trade, not every time someone trades. So the first set I put in is a 5, then a 7, then a 10, right? Then a 13, and it's up by 1.3x. So it'll start off nice and slow like a fixed game, and eventually the card taking will come to matter. Card blocking will become a thing. If you kill a player, that puts you permanently ahead in your trading sequence, which eventually comes to matter, and we'll see how this all plays out. I'm going to start this like a Classic Fix game and go from there. I'm orange in the penultimate seat. We're doing this one on Twitch with a bunch of my friends. This is the closest thing you're going to get to a Fixed Friday live today. Hello, folks. Hey, Pete, how's Florida? I'm in Toronto, freezing my little Cajoneses off, unfortunately. Okay, we got the OP Australia spawn for red. Does green contest? I'm kind of in green's way. I have either an Africa or Europe spawn. Where did green put their troops? I was distracted by that. Thank you, Bato, for the prime. Thank you very much. I can hedge, I guess. This is the hedging play. Give green a chance to group their material. They did not accept. Okay, they did not accept. Give green a chance to group their material in whatever bonus they'd like, and I can take an alternative one. Black says thanks. Okay. Not sure about that. Cajoneses, that's right, Maddie. Ram says, I heard some music earlier today and it made me incredibly grateful. Recently, I've been fascinated by consciousness and the fact that someone else, who I do not know at all, can make my life more enjoyable by their music. So wonderful. You want to throw your brain for a curveball there. There's a very large percentage of people that do not have an emotional response to music at all. They don't enjoy music in the way you think of it. It doesn't affect them, right? What a trip that must be. One of my good buddies is like that. And he's actually one of the most emotionally. Oh yeah, you don't feel you're one of those folks, eh? So you don't feel uplifted? The beat is what you're like, okay, right on. And it's also interesting to me. Okay, purple is sticking themselves in the way between black and South America. I'm so curious what green does. Green is the player who is going to kind of determine my outcome. I hope he moves the 7 up into Europe and I get Africa, or vice versa, also be fine. Yeah, that looks like a Europe play. 7 goes up. 7 does not go up. Okay. Well, I can't move until you do, green. But I'd rather be in Europe than Africa. Unless he accepts. Can I talk to you? I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. I need to know what you want. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go say, thumbs up. Yes. Do you like if I do that? Do I get Europe? Which one do you want? Yes? Okay. Fuck yeah. I love talking to you. Fuck yeah, man. Africa's all yours, homie. That's so good. All right. I will happily take Europe then. Happily. And it says sit in Europe and claim for your own. That's what I did, but I did it politely. I did it politely. I asked him nicely, and he said yes. Okay, good enough. If your toe taps to music, then I think you're getting the mental win. What a gentleman! Don't you know? Aren't I the nicest? How you doing, Dragon Snacks? Pete, I've seen you wearing a Tool shirt on a few occasions. What is your favorite song or album? What do you find resonates with you most about the band? Great questions. So Tool was the Tool album Lateralis was the big album for me when I was saying the end of high school. I went through some really dark times listening to that, but I think what I like about their music is it's clever, it's intense. For those of you who don't know, I've definitely played Lateralis on the stream a bunch, but I'm happy to play it again. It's a concept album about the Fibonacci sequence. So Fibonacci is 1 + 1 is 3, 1 + 3 is, sorry, it's 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 1 is 3, 3 + 2 is 5, 5 + 3 is 8, 8 + 5 is 13. So it's the number added to the previous number. So you plot that out in like an ever increasing spiral. And you could also express that audibly, and they do in the album, and I find that super fucking interesting. So I am going to make 2 attacks this turn, but it's just in service of grouping all of that into the bonus I'm trying to take. Can you explain how you feel it? Oh, sure. Okay, so this song we're listening to, I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs off of the new Midnight album. It's called Runaways, and this song makes me feel like I want to move, right? I want to lift some weights. I want to rollerblade. I want to run. I want to, right? So I feel pushed to motion. And I find that pleasurable. I find the song to be, it's a very fun song. They have this awesome dueling sax solo, right? Normally the sax solo is quite the trope in this genre, but imagine 2 at once. It's like, I find it uplifting, this song. I find it intense. Find it very fun. I don't know what it would be like to not. Hey, you doing, bros? What's up, brother? How you doing, Memphis FL? I'm a lyric guy. So many artists are troubled souls, and after their death, whether by suicide or drug addiction, you read their lyrics and see they were crying out the whole time. It's hard not to get emotional. I don't think Green's an ass. I think Green wants Africa. One of my favorite artists is Matthew Good, who was a Canadian alternative rocker from the 90s. He's become more of a folk musician. Very productive, very tortured. Matt Good went through a ton in his life. Just make it slow take to Europe. He's a happier person now. I think he's medicated, and his music doesn't speak to me in the same way because I'm no longer melancholy. It's EPP, Ghoul, playing Expo per player. Yeah. Expo per player. So there's no real such thing as setting early per se. Kills aren't going to be profitable for a long time, but if you make a kill, as I said, it does set you permanently ahead. So I think Kyle is onto something. These are very skillful. I do like them a lot. We'll see how this game plays out. You haven't played Expo per player? Okay. I played it a couple times on Caps. So this is my first time playing it on World Dom. And we just take Africa. What are we doing as Green? I don't think Green knows what he's doing. Maybe he's just going to randomly sue me. Just no way to know. And it says, I'm hoping these settings take off. I've tried a few times to get a number of people who don't ready up. It doesn't play as well with a couple of bots. Yeah, so far everyone's sticking around. Then purple out. Okay. Well, purple's a set. So purple might Hua black. Because black also, like, I don't know why black's all up in the South America business. Okay, we got a joker. Maybe I'll take it on my second set. It's the slow pace of play. One thing you don't get on these settings from Expo PP is you don't get, quote, profitable kills in the first sequence. Right? Kill 29 troops, purple on 5, kill 29 troops to get the fucking 5 trade or get the 7 trade. This is an inherently slower mode, at least in the open, even for Classic Fixed. Smile for JJ says, I think Expo per player is nice. Makes the game slower than Expo, but still gives a nice benefit for killing players. Does purple Mickey pulls in? Purple has no real exterior to speak of. And now green takes Africa or just continues to chill? Green takes Africa. That means I can take Europe. Okay. North Cube says, Expo per player rewards smart aggression. Okay. I mean, this game has stabilized, so we'll see where we go from there. Man, nobody has thought of that turn 1 Australia player. He's just now locked in his corner. Buzz Black? He does Hua Black. Okay. We go into a 5-player game. Yeah, it was a pretty good kill. Yeah, I got good dice. We don't open white to us. I think the most emotional Steely Dan song. Oh, great question. The emotional component of Steely Dan is it's almost always the same feeling. For me. I find them like very chill and happy, generally. So there's one song off of Gaucho called Time After Mind, where I learned it was about Walter Becker's essentially addiction to heroin. And I loved that song, but it makes me love it less. It's like, okay, a green kills me here. No, he feeds me to white. No, okay. Okay, white sets. Okay, white didn't accept the alliance, so let's see what they do here. Do they move into Europe? That would be kind of nuts, but then I'd just take North America. Yep, they get the 10. Okay, they get the North America. They don't even take it. Green's happy. Sweet. Okay. Here, let's put on that song I'm talking about, and you'll see what I mean. So this is one of my very favorite Steely Dan songs, and discovering that it's talking about, I mean, Time Out of Mind, immediately kind of evokes a relationship with drugs, but I don't know. I find the concept, I guess, of heroin so disgusting. Do any of you guys know what I mean? Like, of all of the drugs, anything injectable kind of really grosses me out. Just anything nasal too. I've never put anything up my nose. I've never injected anything into my body for fun. I find it really creepy and gross. I find it disgusting. So this is so like fun and upbeat, and like fun is the word I would use for this song, right? But thinking about this in context of like, wanting that rush of heroin is just like so yuck. I don't know, just yuck. Aggressive yuck. But that's okay. I still love the song. Let's activate the 25. So European Turtle does not really benefit me on Expo PP because I want the stack to be active to do something with. Have you ever done any drugs? Depends on your definition of drugs, my friend. You're saying Deacon Blue is kind of the opposite of this. Back the 10 off of Iceland, see if White is human. I think White is human, but they didn't accept. So if I can't talk to them, I don't need to trust them. Holding a +5 is going to help me keep pace with White's additional cards, at least in the short term. Here, Slam Boy. Why does anything exist? What's your opinion on that? God, aliens, experiments, AI simulation? So my the way my faith works, I kind of ascribe to the idea that we are a tiny shard of the infinite. So if you want to use the word for God, God for that, cool. But we are, a tiny limited piece of infinity. Right? The universe, everything that is, all infinity. So what we are as humans is we kind of invent things that don't exist. We manifest creation, right? We are animals, we are apes, we are limited and we die. But we are also, we have that spark of the divine, right? So the big picture question, why does anything exist? An explanation? I wouldn't presume to say, right? I don't think I would have the capacity to answer your question. I think I do understand your question. And I'm not trying to, White is card block, but I think he doesn't hit me. He hits purple. I'm not the one card blocking him. He hits purple. Purple's the one card blocking him. I think I do understand your question, but I don't think I have the capacity to answer it. Right? I think you would require omniscience. I know purple did that on purpose. My 10 is small, yeah, but it doesn't have to be. I can make it more expensive. I have more resources than purple, and I'm not the one fucking over White. So if White hits me instead of purple, that's an error. in my humble opinion. Okay, red is botting here. Dragon Stack says, today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. That we are all one consciousness, experiencing ourselves subjectively, that there's no such thing as death, life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. That is Bill Hicks. What do you think the meaning is in our life? I think we derive meaning from our perspective. So because we are that tiny shard of consciousness, we get to decide what matters to us, what means to us. Does he remove the section? He tries to kill green. Interesting. Okay, so we get a double kill here. And kill the guy that suicided first, I think. Don't want to give green the lower placement. Okay. Probably should have lined myself up for the purple kill, but I was distracted by big picture conversation. Do we think red returns? What if we get the hottest dice in history? Hot, hot, hot. Sizzling hot. Steaming. Come on, dice. Give me more. Give me a little more. No, my dice are not. My dice are cold. Cold. Okay, we're heating up. We're heating up. We're heating up. The way. I would love to be able to fast roll, man. Okay, cool. That was not a bad turn, though. As long as red... Oh, red fucking fake botted, eh? Scumbag. What's this one again? Scumbag bought out? Scumbag bought out. Ding, 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 ding. He's back, too. There's the obvious scumbagging. Look at that. Look at that. He peeked in. He's like, how great they're fighting. And he's out. That was obvious scumbagging. Quah! Just Huami. Yeah, Huami. Good. So we learn that even automated with Expo PP, you do want neutral bot, I think, because you want to play around pieces of shit like Wallace McCoy 2. Fucking scumbagging the ranking system. Yeah, we do learn that red is a cheating scumbag, but also this still looks like there's a possibility for me to win if he doesn't just magically return. And I legit hate that garbage in your videos coming out. Yeah, me too. That's why I report him immediately. What a D-bag. Barb says, oh no, my Wi-Fi magically comes back at the perfect time. Well, his stack is still locked. So I still think I win this game. Purple and SA go kill red? Nah. I don't think purple's good enough for him to even care about his rank. Should I be the arbiter of justice in the world? Should I try and kill this guy? I don't think so. I think the ranking system should be. I think that's SMG's job. They can fix their fucking system. I'm not risking this guy coming back and getting the kill and actually winning the game. It's just not worth it. to prove some sort of point. Yeah, he's back. Look at you. Look at you. What are you going to do? I don't open your 49, you D-bag. What are you going to do? Scumolius? Wallace McCoy 2? More like Wallace McCoy poo. Got him. Do a shocked face. No, I'll do the fucking teabag general. Yeah. How does what even work? The scumbag? Because so you bought in the 3-player. You let the other 2 guys kill each other. They weaken each other. And then you come back and you have more troops, so you win the game. It doesn't really work in this scenario because his troops are locked. And I specifically didn't open them. Yeah, fuck you. Bye. Smell ya. But he does get a higher placement than purple. So an undeserved higher placement than purple. So we expect to get a ban report or a cheating report that says this guy, how you bought out and come back. So you just close the app. Yeah. Screw you. I feel bad for purple. But as I said, I can't be the arbiter of justice in the world. I'm not powerful enough. I can, however, answer questions. If you have a question for me and you would like me to read it out on the show, throw it up in the Kill Pete Strategy Discord Q&A thread, and they will be answered in the order in which they're asked. Today's question is from Ethan. Hello, Ethan. Hey, Pete. How does one balance gaming with real life? I'm the opposite of the person you want to ask this question. Before I read the question, let me just say, how do you balance gaming with real life? I literally got so addicted to Risk that it became my entire life. I am the last guy who has any qualifications to answer this question. All right. How does one balance gaming with real life growth and progress? I've always had abusive tendencies, me too, when it comes to stimulation of all kinds. Okay, I totally identify with you, man. I hope to give you some strategies. Drugs, gaming, media, etc. I also have a very addictive personality. I've cleaned up my life a lot, and I've begun a spiritual, philosophical journey of sorts. Good for you. Getting closer to God and following my true path, but I still have the urge to game. Gaming isn't the issue per se, it's how much I game. Yes, it's very much a matter of degree, isn't it? Impulse control. I can't just sit down and play for an hour or two. When I start, I don't stop until I have to. It really messes with the stuff I actually want to be doing, makes gaming less fun when I know it's supposed to be a fun hobby, not a lifestyle. I would love your input. Really respect you, bro. You are my favorite content creator, and I love the deep talks you go into while playing Risk. Much love from New Zealand. Okay, Ethan. First thing, don't do what Donnie Don't did, okay? I don't recommend this. Like, when people call me a role model or, if I'm doing something that you guys find aspirational, like, be careful. A balanced life is rewarding, and I am someone who aspires to be a balanced person. I've really leaned into this. I would say more so after I became successful at it. I really leaned further into it because it was just like, well, if this is worth, what they're paying me on YouTube to do this, I might as well do it as much as I can. But if I'm being perfectly honest with you and the audience here, I fell so horribly addicted to Risk. I fell so passionately in love with Risk. I got hooked during COVID and I started competing, and I was really sincerely curious to know how good I was and what being the best, at least the best I could be, looked like. And I did that. And it just so happens that showing that journey was resonant with the audience, but I got lucky. I don't know how the quote goes. Genius looks like insanity until it works. And I'm not trying to fucking pat myself on the back, call myself a genius by any means. Right? I'm just a normal guy who got really, really, really into this thing. I never specialized until my late 30s. I was a generalist. I know a little bit about a lot. I've always been interested in a lot of different things. But I became so passionate about this game and so obsessed with it. that we now have thousands and thousands of episodes on YouTube. How do you balance it? So I think I've talked about this on the show before, but I'll just bring it up again briefly. I think physical health is a balancing of 6 different things. There's strength, balance or flexibility, endurance, diet, sleep, and meditation. Okay. So if you have all of those features in balance in your body, then you have a healthy body. And I will admit to you that I'm not in balance at this point in my life. And then, of course, we have the interpersonal dimension where you also have to relate to others, right? Unless you really well and truly enjoy being alone. It sounds like for you, you're having issues with impulse control. So what I would say is if you treat yourself like someone you love and respect and care for, you have to use your alarm, set a hard boundary. Say, I choose to play Risk for an hour, or I choose to play Risk for this one game. And when this one game is over, I'm going to go do other thing, right? And I'm going to go do other thing I enjoy. I'm going to go see my family or see my friends or exercise or go eat lunch. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do this thing intentionally as opposed to compulsively, because I hate the idea that someone else is in charge of my life. And if I'm not acting intentionally, then I'm a slave to that something else. And that does not sit well with me. But that is all the advice I can give you, sir. Right? Beyond that, I wouldn't claim for a second to be an exemplar of temperance in any regard. Oh, why did you do that, White? Why did you do that? All right. Defeating 2 novices, a beginner, an intermediate, and a master that just shat their pants. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you, Ethan, for your question. Let me know how you're doing with it. We all struggle with temperance in different ways. But if you've noticed, noticing is the first step to getting better, right? So if you've noticed that you struggle with addiction per se, then it's up to you. If you can't do it, if you have to go cold turkey, that's just the way it is. But if you can moderate, the weight is on your shoulders. You have to love yourself enough to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some of it fun and entertaining, maybe even a little educational and informative. If you're interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to Free Pete, to the Kill Pete strategy. You can like the video. You can hype the video. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And for all of you on the path to world domination, good games, good luck.